Welcome back to Blessed Math. We are on our sixth and final lesson in systems of equations and inequalities. And today we are going to learn how to apply minimum and maximums of inequalities to solve common everyday word problems. Remember, you can visit us at www.blessedmath.com. We are your Atlanta-based tutoring resource. So let's dive in. Today we're going to be doing applications of maximum and minimum. So, a company makes books and discs. It wants to make at least 800 books and discs total. It costs $8 to make a book and $2 to make a disc. The company needs at most 700 books and 400 discs. How many of each should the company make to minimize the cost? All right, so we need to pull a few things out of this. One, the total cost is the total cost is the total cost of books plus the total cost of disc. And remember, each book costs $8 and each disc costs $2. So the total cost is $8 times the number of books plus $2 times the number of discs. So what we want to do is we want to write the inequalities to describe this problem. Well, they say that the company needs at most 700 books. So we're going to use B for our variable for books. So we know that B, if at most it's 700 books, that means B can be 700 or less. So B is less than or equal to 700. At most 400 disc, so using D for disc, D can be less than or equal to 400. Now the total must be at least 800, so B plus D, or the number of books, plus the number of discs, has to be greater than or equal to 800. The graphs of these inequalities are going to form a triangle. The maximum and minimum costs will each be at one of the corners of this triangle. Now, for our ordered pair, we're going to use books, where normally our x-axis is, and discs where our y-axis is. So we're going to always reference books and then discs. So we've got a graph here, and we're going to use this graph of the inequalities to find the number of books and discs that will give the minimum cost. So we've graphed this system of inequalities. So in the vertical, you'll see that B is less than or equal to 700. You'll see a horizontal line, and the shaded area represents that D is less than or equal to 400. And in the diagonal line, you'll see that B plus D both have to be greater than or equal to 800 in total. So the yellow area represents all of our possible solutions for this system of inequalities. So let's go ahead and find the ordered pairs at the triangle corner points, because the corner points are going to tell us where the maximum and the minimums are. So the first corner point we're going to look at is the point 400, 400. The next point that we're going to look at is the point 700, 100. And the last point we're going to look at is the point 700, 400. So these numbers represent the number of books and the number of discs. So either 700 books and 400 discs, 700 books and 100 discs, or 700 books and 400 discs. So we're going to write out that cost equation. So the total cost again is equal $8 times the number of books plus $2 times the number of discs. So let's substitute the ordered pairs into the cost equations. Well, if we substitute the 400, 400, we get $4,000 is equal to $8 times 400 plus $2 times 400. So the first point has a value of $4,000. The second point, 8 times 7,000 plus 2 times 8 times 700 plus 2 times 100 is going to be $5,800. So the second point is worth $5,800. And the total cost for our third point, 8 times $700 plus 2 times $400 is $6,400. Remember, we're going to find the ordered pair that gives the smallest cost because that's what the question asked for us. They wanted the minimum cost. That ordered pair was 400, 400. 400 books and 400 discs. So we make 400 books and 400 discs would give the minimum cost. So this has been a Blessed Math lesson. You can visit us at www.blessedmath.com. And this was our lesson on an algebra subject called Systems of Equations and Inequalities. Have a blessed math day.